Our next barrel racer tonight is Amberley Snyder. She's from the same town as I am, Elk Ridge, Utah. As she runs tonight, she's doing an exhibition run.
Amberley's one of the most amazing people I've ever met in my life. She works in our business with us. She's real active in the community and in school and college, at work. She has an unbelievable life story, and we'd like to see a segment here on Amberley.
When I very first started barrel racing, it was just me that was figuring it out, and then I met a lady named Stacy Glaus, and she became my coach, my mentor, my barrel racing partner. So in high school, I competed in barrel racing, pole bending, goat tying, and breakaway roping. I don't know, I guess the highlight of my career throughout high school was winning a world all-around title at a finals in Colorado. I remember everything the day of my accident. I was driving to Denver, Colorado for the stock show and had stopped in Rollins, Wyoming at a gas station. When I got back in my truck, I just hadn't put my seatbelt back on yet. I looked down to check my map, and when I looked up, I'd faded over a lane. And I grabbed my wheel to try to correct my truck. And in my head, I just thought, just don't roll. And in the end, that's exactly what ended up happening. And I hit a fence post on the side of the road, going about 70 miles an hour, and it hit me across the stomach, which is what broke my back. In the time waiting for somebody else to come, I just was thinking through my life. I mean, when your legs aren't working, you can't feel anything down there. It really makes you think about, what am I going to do with this? Or is this really permanent? A paramedic came in my room and he said, if you'd had your seatbelt on, you'd have your legs. I had not cried up to this point about my accident because in my mind, I was lucky. I saw what my truck looked like. I knew what the condition I was in, but I thought if I had been in my truck, I wouldn't be alive. And that paramedic leaves the room, and I turned to my mom and I said, my one mistake has changed my entire life. And I did break down and cry. And my mom said, you're gonna be okay. And she reached over and she touched my leg and I felt it. And that was the first miracle that I had after my accident.
People don't really understand the magnitude of her being able to race the way that she is. They think it's amazing that the girl in the wheelchair can ride, but the fact is when she can't, she doesn't have the balance that she had. And sometimes something as simple as brushing her hair can make her fall over. Or if I step on the brake too hard in the truck, she hits the dashboard. There is that little balance without her legs. And so for her to be able to race as fast as she does and compete the way she does is really miraculous.
My family, we have this little quote that says, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. There are tons of talented athletes out there. But if you can work harder than those people that are talented, then you can outshine them in the end.
Here we go with Amberley. This is, like I said, it's one of the most amazing people I've ever met. Here she's riding really good first turn, really good second turn. These horses are hard to ride for somebody that has the use of their legs and their whole body. And this is such a great run, and it's such a great horse and great girl to see something like that, that it's almost the time doesn't even matter. You get so caught up into watching and talking about her life. But I don't know about you, Louie, but I mean, we've spent our whole lives in the saddle. It'd be pretty hard to do without your legs, wouldn't it? I mean, almost impossible.
I can't imagine it, and for her to have the fortitude and the desire to keep doing this, I just think that it's a way greater accomplishment than any championship could ever be.
Anyway, it's a wonderful story, and she has such a tremendous attitude and work ethic and never gives up. Also, the barrel racing for her has become a lot more dangerous than any other event in rodeo. She's actually tied into that saddle.
Well, let's go down and talk with Caitlin, and she's going to visit with Amberley a little bit and see how she feels about the run she made tonight.
I'm here with Amberley Snyder. Amberley, after your run out there, you got a standing ovation. How does it feel to be back in the arena again?
I didn't even know that. Well, that just makes me all happy that they would do that. It's so rewarding to be back running again. I mean, it's something that I've done my entire life. I mean, it's a part of me. So when they told me I wasn't going to be able to do it again, it broke my heart. It was harder than hearing I couldn't walk. And so to be back doing it, it puts that piece in my life back where it's supposed to be.
Okay, so this is your horse, Power. You said you've been riding him since you were 3. What's your relationship like with him?
You know, I mean, any horse that you have and you've ridden for a while, you build a bond with them. And with him, I had him before my accident and then have had him after. And going through a huge change in my life like that with him, I mean, I couldn't trade him. I couldn't trade him for the world because, I mean, he's been able to understand how this has been and worked with me through it.
Yeah, so what do you hope to accomplish, or what are your goals coming up?
Next year I plan on getting my permit so that I can start pro rodeoing and being at all those, and then eventually, of course, the NFR. So that's my goal at the end is making the NFR.
That's great. Thank you so much, Amberley.
Well, you can see the joy in Amberley's face and the accomplishment that she gets by being able to refocus her life and be able to compete again. What a neat story that is. What a great individual she is.
I hope she can get there to that NFR.
That would be great, you know, just that she can compete again and fulfill that part of her life is just, you know, that's what this is all about. That's what life's all about. It's a neat story, and I know Amberley. I don't know her as well as I'd like to, but she lives real close to me up there. I know her dad pretty good, but she's got a lot of family support and a lot of people around her, and what a neat deal. But when it comes right down to it, she's the one that's got to do it.
I hope she gets there to NFR, and a big bonus for me would be if she's riding one of the horses I've raised.